Hello everyone, and welcome to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. I'm still gonna play Claire, I'm gonna get to that, but I kinda wanted to take a break for a moment and just play something else. I really wanted to play a beat 'em up, and I was like, I should play a good beat 'em up. And then I was like, I wish Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a better beat 'em up. And then I was like, you know what? Why not play through instead of playing a game that's good, why not play a bad game and complain about it? It's not totally bad, but we are going to... Huh, this is new. You know what? Yeah.
Choose your ranger.
Okay, so even on a new game, I still get this. So this game does something kind of different. You know, I'm gonna go on ahead. Though my favorite Power Ranger is the Pink Ranger, just because I had such a huge crush on Amy Jo Johnson as a child. We're gonna pick Jason.
Good luck, Rangers.
This game could be great, but it tries to juggle too many things instead of focusing on what it should have been first, a beat 'em up. It is a celebration to all of the things Power Rangers. But not in a good way. I'll kind of get into it as we go, but fundamentally, it's a little bit solid. You got a good little combo, you can dodge in your combo. I do like that. 30 years earlier and 10 minutes later.
Good luck, Rangers.
And this part isn't bad. It's very much like the episode 1. They get teleported, told that they have to save the world, and they're like, nah. We're just gonna ditch. It's very strange that they added gonna create for an interesting time paradox, but
It's morphin'.
so the thing that I really wanted to cover is that the foundation for this game are pretty solid, but this is coming out. This is another mascot beat 'em up that is coming out on the heels of Shredder's Revenge, and it can't do what Shredder's Revenge does. Shredder's Revenge has level ups that feel really fun. They have every character plays slightly different and are good at different things. This game, unfortunately, not only does not do that, but it also doesn't... The characters are not varied enough. They're not varied enough, and the things that you'd expect them to really work on, like having Kimberly and her outfit look different from Jason's, where in terms of body mass, they don't do. And then, so, also every character has, like, the same 3-hit combo. And you compare that to, like, Shredder's Revenge. Donatello feels different from Raphael, right? Raphael has a long combo, but he's got size. He's got to be a lot closer. These characters have their attacks at the end of their... They have their weapon attacks at the end of a combo, but it doesn't matter what you have because you basically do the same thing. Hello? Oh, you gotta grab them for some reason. Well, you gotta actually get behind them. But like a good example, I think, in my opinion, is if you look at like a big thing of like how they didn't work really hard on it. This up attack, right? You do a swing up in the air with your weapon, and that's really cool. All the characters have this. You know who does not have... Well, you know what would make for an interesting concept? Since Kimberly has a bow and arrow, what if, instead of her going up in the swing, she instead shoots an arrow upward? Right? She hits enemies from the air while staying stationary, but also kind of like how you can bring enemies up in the air with you, she can bring them up in like an attack, and it could be kind of like give her a little bit of breathing space, right? Oh, and it'd be mechanically different from everybody else. She just does the exact same thing Jason does, except she holds her sword, she holds her bow and does a physical attack. She never once uses her bow as an actual bow.
Get back up.
You never feel like there's any mechanical difference between any of the Rangers, and that's not good because you want all of the characters to feel kind of independent and different from each other. Not only did wow, cool. Not only did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles do this with a cast equal to this Power Rangers game, they then came out with more characters that did even more. In terms of, like, you play Usagi Yojimbo, right? He was a DLC character. He has aerial combos. He's really good in the air, which is something that none of the other characters are really made for. Playing him fundamentally changes how the game is played. Alternatively, though, you play... Ow.
I'm just gonna get back up.
Fundamentally, though, you play this game, and none of the characters feel different from each other.
That won't stop us.
But still, even then, I mean, like, Scott Pilgrim, I think, a lot of people will say Scott Pilgrim has problems. I think Scott Pilgrim was the one that really made me, like, love beat-em-ups. Because every beat-em-up I'd ever played until then, they were fun, but they're also very samey, right? Like, you were doing the same thing the entire... Wow, oh my fucking god. You never want to be surrounded by enemies. Okay.
Little help, please.
I think maybe adding more putties was a mistake. Because on one hand, I didn't want to just fly through, and I do like the idea of being attacked by a bunch of enemies, but at the same time, it's like, you never want to be the center surrounded by enemies. At the same time, I am constantly surrounded by
I'm
enemies.
just gonna get back up.
We...
That's morphin' power.
Like, the sprite work isn't bad. It certainly feels way too close. And for a while, we weren't even sure if this game was going to come out. Like, honestly, we did not know because they weren't going to have the license originally. And they were like, if DC owns, well, if Netflix owns DC and also owns Power Rangers, does that mean that... Bro, get the fuck down. But, no, Netflix owns DC and Power Rangers. Could we potentially see a Power Rangers Batman crossover movie? But there's just not enough differences between the characters. Is like the big thing about the beat 'em up. Damn. You level up. And now you get to choose something to increase. And this is a neat concept. There's also no real necessary, like, reason for it. Fuck it, I'll go ahead and put 2 into strength. The stat bonuses were added later, because originally there was no level up system. Which made it even more samesies, right? Now you can ultimately, like, you can make, like, oh, you know, this character should be faster, this character should be stronger. But at the end of the day, you can level them all up and everything. So what's the point? And if you couldn't level them up and everything, then you'd kind of be like, well, then screw this. This feels like they're trying to catch up to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, which did have level ups, and the level ups did feel worthwhile. This one has a level up system, but it's like, why even have it?
Good luck, Rangers.
And these are the characters from the movies. These bird monsters. And so you might think, oh wow, are we gonna get like a whole bunch of like characters from throughout Power Rangers? Like history and from like different like genre? No. That is like pretty much the first time and the last time that they add, like, you'll get characters from like later like episodes and like later seasons, but you never get to see like anything from like Power Rangers Zeo or, you know, Wild Force. And a lot of people complain about like how it's always just Power Rangers, well, Mighty Morphin, and that's what's really holding the series back, is they keep just showing Mighty Morphin love. And the thing is that the comics give a lot of the other Rangers love, but the thing is that it's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of proves, and I do hold these two together kind of because they hold themselves together. They literally have crossover events.
You're phenomenal.
But they stand there at each other and they say, "Hey, look, every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is about the core 4. But then things like the extra characters change. What characters do, who characters are, how certain story events play out, who are allies, who are enemies." Like, one of my favorite things about the newest Mutant Mayhem is that the Rocksteady and Bebop are both... Yep. And, like, Bebop and Rocksteady are both in the game as, or are both in, like, the show, but they're allies to the Turtles before they even meet Shredder. And it's such an interesting and fun and unique take. If you want to keep doing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you can. The thing is, you just gotta play around with the story of them. And they never do. They never mess around with the story. They never change them at all.
Little help, team.
Cool.
Let's go, team.
Oh, also whenever you fall into that pit, you lose all of your health, your energy. Why? You could just do. And it doesn't help that a lot of times it's really hard to, like...
Let's go, team.
I didn't even fall then. It just... Okay. No... They got Atari to work on this, and you can really tell because it has Atari seal of quality. Which is literally scat and smeared into the shape of a middle finger. Just a middle finger, and that's Atari seal of quality. Shout out to the time that they hired Atari.
I'm just gonna get back up.
They, like, hired the creator of Atari to be, like, the manager of Atari again. Because they were like, oh, you know, back in, like, the heyday, he created, like, gaming. And this was, like, at, like, the height of, like, Call of Duty. This was, like, the height of Call of Duty and... like shooter games.
I'm just gonna get back up.
They hired him to be the CEO again, and they were like, "Oh, so what do you know? Now that you're the leader of Atari, you know, how are you gonna save the company? Like, what are your big gaming plans for like the future? How are you gonna revolutionize gaming again?" And he's like, "Okay, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get rid of the ability to kill people. You used to never be able to kill people in games. You could only kill, like, bugs and aliens, but you never hurt another person. Shooting people is bad and evil and criminal and psychotic, and modern gamers who want that are deranged." And like I said, this was back when it was like the world was being run by Call of Duty, and Modern Warfare. And you could, like, this is how you can tell gaming journalism is bad, because they did not follow up by, like, really? When it's, like, the most, like, popular it's ever been to, like, shoot enemy players. You're really gonna go out there and you're gonna, like, not only say that killing other people is bad, but also that if they enjoy it, they're monsters. I am stuck in between these two. Oh no. I'm starting to realize that I was like, oh man, but it does like go by really fast, and there's just not enough monsters. The problem isn't the number, it's really, oh man. Now I have a new thing to complain about, where it's like enemies are not, if my attack was 1.
Alright, Rangers, let's do it.
I need to make it very clear. That is annoying and frustrating and one of the worst designed things in any games. Why does it take your energy when you fall? Why? Oh yay! Our fight with Goldar!
Taste your destruction! Little help, team!
It'd be really cool if I had had my energy bar, but whatever.
I'm just gonna get back up.
And now you gotta fight his 7 evil exes.
Get back up.
In one of the comics, Goldar has like a day where he and Scorpina, is that her name? Scorpia? Scorpina? Scorpio? They go to hang out. Basically, they get told by Rita, like, oh, you guys have sucked, you haven't killed the Rangers. Go do whatever, I don't care. So, they go off to, like, just have a day on Earth. And they, like, go to a fair and shit. And it's... One of the things that you can't go back from is showing...
Keep it up.
You can't kind of show them in the comics being like these ruthless evil McEviltons that do shit like kill their own siblings, and then turn around and try to be like, oh, but there's some good in there. But and like, it doesn't really end in like a, oh, but they're actually good people. But it's like, y'all clearly enjoy the life and festivities of Earth. Just enjoy it. Also, it's really funny because Goldar just like wears a hat and nobody realizes that he's a monster, which makes sense because in later like stories of Power Rangers, they do shit like, oh, guess what, aliens exist, they're just real. And that's something that I really enjoy about like the Super Sentai, is that there's an understanding that aliens and stuff exist and they just exist on Earth. Right? Power Rangers will have characters be like, oh my god, she looks like an alien. We can't let her walk around like that. And it's like, you guys literally, like, have spaceships that have gone to other planets. Like, we're past that, canonically. But I could write a story about everything that Power Rangers does bad. Because it has not evolved and it has not grown up. Despite the viewers have. We're just going to go ahead and put all that in our strength, and then we'll do defense next. Make my monster grow. Okay. Before this has not been ultra egregious. These two levels are fine.
Good luck, Rangers.
It's this level that we're gonna run into our problem. We are now on an on-rail shooter, similar to Star Fox. So, here's the great thing about this, too. So, you want to... Cool. You want to shoot something over there, right? But you've got to get your targeting reticule over there as well. The problem is, for your targeting reticule to be over there, you also have to be standing over there. You can jump, what helps a little bit, but if you wanted to shoot an enemy, you have to stand in front of the enemy. Do you see what the problem is? If you want to hit something and destroy it, you have to stand in front of it. And then... you have to be standing in front of it, which means that not only do you hit it, it also hits you. Oh, and a big fun of these, like, shoot 'em up things is... oh, and if you try to dodge, don't worry, they'll still hit you anyway, so it doesn't matter. But with, like, the shoot 'em up kind of things, a big part of the fun is just letting go, right? Like, just holding down that button and just hitting everything. You can't do that in this one. You can't do that in this one because that will get you hit. That will make you lose the thing because you only have so many. So here's the big thing of these, is that you gotta destroy these while these things attack your feet. The problem is, guess who doesn't have to do this? Guess who doesn't have to do any of this? Kimberly. Kimberly's Zoid flies. Well, her Zord. Her Zord flies, so she doesn't have to deal with this laser grid bullshit. She doesn't have to deal with being attacked by anything on the ground. And she'll be long gone by the time X's missile hits. You are penalized not playing Kimberly. These parts are not fun, and this is where you're going to lose almost all of your life. But why is this here? Well, because it was in the episodes that one time. The amount of things that are bad in this game that are here only because they were here in X episode, or because, well, that's a part of Power Rangers. Sometimes it's fun to have a thing in a game. Well, to have a thing in, like, a TV show. But it doesn't really work. And we'll get into that later. Also, I think their noises, like the and all the noises they make whenever they get hurt or when they attack, have also been added, because I don't remember them from my original playthrough. And I got this game the day it came out. Like, I beat it the day after.
This isn't over yet.
And now... oh boy. You get the Megazord. But you might have also noticed that this is a co-op game. So how does everybody really control it? Well, similar to Power Rangers' last beat 'em up, they had no idea how to do this, so they made a way that they thought worked, but is actually the most unfun shit ever. It becomes this. And you can't die here. You can sprint, which will allow you to do that. But you gotta get that bar filled up. And every time that you get damage, the bar fills up slightly less. Also, he can just jump backwards at any time that he wants to, which often leads to him just not letting you get close. This will get more egregious the longer that we go. Now remember, I've been at this for what feels like quite a while. This is already not very fun. I love that he keeps jumping away every time I get close. I hit him once, and he immediately flew all the way back. So I gotta go up and get him again. Luckily, once you have one bar filled, it cannot be taken away from you, but still, if you get damaged, you go all the way back to the beginning. If you get hit 3 times, represented by that green bar at the top of my thing, luckily you don't die, because this part's already not fun enough. They'll do this. They'll just do this. If you're like, oh, I just want to swing up. No, you have to do their bullshit. Or, 9 times out of 10, just stand still and let them come to you. And I'm not even kidding. Usually the answer, it really is just let them come to you. Because the moment that you get to them, they swing back to do this shit again. And if you miss at all, they immediately propel themselves backwards just to then get close. To then jump away. They are constantly jumping away. So you just do this instead. You back up. If you back up, they will run to you. And then he's going to jump back, and then you just back up. You back away. Because if you move forward towards them, they back up and they start up their next attack. They'll do their long range attack. But if you back away, sometimes they will just... they'll just run straight to you. Also, you were only over there for so long, and if you don't have the timing down right, then, fuck it. Isn't this fun? And if you're like me, and you have a control stick that will throw you... Oh, did you see how I had that bar like halfway filled up and now it's empty again? Because every time that you take damage, it goes back to 0. When you get 3, you get your power sword activated. You have 4 seconds to hit him. I honestly don't think you can fail this. And you just touch him with the sword and he dies. I guess. I guess. This part, this shit sucks. That the Zord fights have never translated well to the beat 'em up games. Not once. The only time that the Zords have ever worked have been in Battle for the Grid, where they're your super, or when when they're an ability and you choose which one you want, or in a specific fighting game for the SNES where you played as the Zord. They've never done well for the beat 'em up games, and this feels like we need to capture everything about what makes Power Rangers good. As someone who never liked the Zords and only cared about the fighting segments where they would beat up the putties and they'd beat up each other, just keep the putty parts. Oh, you also can get these unlocked at the beginning. I guess new game does not start you back at 0, unless you keep everything that you pretty much had unlocked, which is strange, including Jason. Which is weird. But yeah, this is going to be it for Power Rangers. I don't even know if I'm going to be doing another one, because I really want to play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones, but I want to talk about the things that you can do bad that Shredder's Revenge does right. And I want to play the Marvel beat 'em up game eventually too. But I needed to get this out of the way because I've been holding this in about this game. This game is not... I appreciate a new Power Rangers game. I will always appreciate a new Power Rangers game. I was happy to get this. I'm glad it wasn't more mobile phone game slop that will come out swinging, immediately go into the you gotta pay $500 to get the whatever the fuck you want, and then just die and just exist on whales. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. This will, like I said, probably be the last episode that I record of this. But if you at least like watching me play, please comment and subscribe. And if you do want to see more of this game, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to do another video. I will play through the whole thing. Okay, bye.